sleek, so slender, the curves. I've heard tell of a place in Reek Hills. What a blast! She's soaring!
Lie low here. That means buzzards.
Oh my gosh.
Who gives a dog away?
Wow. So basically, it's bad on both ends. The mother is a friggin' idiot. The son is a friggin' idiot. So you're basically gonna kill the family dog to try to go and prove a point to your son. Boy, you're a real piece of work, honey. Good grief. Stuff like that should be freaking illegal. Well, I mean, this is a game, so maybe it is illegal in some states. It may be legal, period. You know, if there isn't a valid reason for the animal being put down, like old age or sickness or cancer or something like that. Instead of having them suffer. Wow. Yo, how goes it? Yeah, I'm charging my phone. That's why I got the black bar of doom on the side here. See, the stupid counter ended up counting down again, saying there's nobody in the chat. It showed it popped up there. It showed that you came in. I know you're still in the chat, but it's showing that there's nobody there. The counter on this thing is freaking stupid. It is not right. Never. Like, ever. I do realize the reason me driving around here, I need to have my dag-blasted wheels upgraded without a doubt, but oh well. Well, the thing is, though, is if I charge it while I'm sleeping, it could be sitting on the charger for way too long, and that could end up running down the lifetime of the battery when it's charging when it doesn't need to be charged. It would be good if there was phones that actually had blocks that you could put on it where it would just like immediately shut the... What the heck is that? immediately shut down the phone from charging anymore. Like if it was a safeguard or something. See, now, how in the blue blazes was I supposed to get into here? I don't see it anywhere. And I mean, I always used to do that, charge my phone when I go to sleep, sometimes even regardless of how much battery life it had on it. But that was like years back, and then I realized that stuff like that was going on with batteries dying out, and I'm like, yeah, I was like, I definitely don't need to do that. So, oops. This daggum controller was going loony again on the frickin' settings screen. Like there's no way to bring him down. And there's no ways that I've been seeing to be able to get... Oh, wait, there we go. So that's what I missed from the last time.
Stay buzzard territory.
Stay buzzard territory. Yeah, let's mix up the talkie talks. Oh, is this going to go deeper into some place now than it was from before? That's what it seems. Yeah, it seems like it. Hi, guys. Got some roses in the truck. Oh, I forgot about the thing to press to... Come on, you whore. Good freaking grief, man. See, I pressed the friggin' button again and it's not friggin' doing it. This is stupid. See? I swear, man. Come on, man. Don't loot. Pick up the frickin'... Oh, okay. Well, he just kicked him over then instead of shivving Punisher. I guess that's obviously because I had a weapon in my hand. Depends on the type of battery. Like in terms of how fast it charges or loses charge over time. Like when you're actually using it. See, this is the thing I don't understand. Like, playing this game, I got it on the easiest mode, but even then, it's still kind of challenging. On top of the fact I've got max completely maxed out, and even then... Let's see. I ended up coming across a history relic earlier before you came in of this woman basically sending a picture and a letter to her son, I guess because he's a deadbeat son or a pothead or something. And basically she said, if you emancipated us from, emancipated you from our care, that we emancipated Roman from us as well, or she said he did, one or the other, but she was talking about how the dog was at the pound and they were going to put him down on Tuesday unless he ended up going and claiming the dog. And she said, I'll leave it with your pothead friend and hopefully he'll actually remember to tell you. And I'm thinking, so basically we got trouble on both ends here. First of all, you're a freaking jerk for doing that to the dog. The only time a dog should ever be put down is obviously when it comes to them suffering, if it's like sickness or cancer or old age and suffering from it or things like that. But then you got her son that apparently is a jerk off as well, because I'm like, man, you're getting it from both ends here. Both of y'all need to straighten up. Oh, what the battery's made out of, I got you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's not the dog's fault that your son is an idiot. But it is your fault that you're an idiot. Maybe if you'd actually buck up and try to be a proper parent, then that wouldn't happen. Okay, obviously there isn't anything else that's around here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Well, I guess that's it from yeah, that's everything that was from in here, because it's not showing that there's anything else.
I've kept her safe. Yes, safe. I have made her purr with delight.
Well, doesn't sound like much of a purr. Sounds like a sick cat. Now this one is like, oh, it's in here. I remember when I mentioned it yesterday or the day before.
I would never leave her side.
In terms of like if this was a subway station or a airport. Well, we finally see that it's an airport. Gradually climb up the thing. Well, it's not every day you have a human arm inside of a little tool tray there. So, okay. I turned the thing. It's not showing that there's anything else that's here, so obviously that had to activate something. Or move something, I don't know. Maybe it was just that scrap over there that I was supposed to pick up with it. I don't know. That's weird. I thought something near here would have popped open or exploded or moved or whatever. Well, whatever. I'm actually glad I got that Cannibal Corpse decal off yesterday. It had been a long time coming, but I had just been lazy about it, or I would forget about it. Holy macaroni! Maybe I gotta go in here to be able to get that. Yeah, it just kind of makes me feel better, you know? not having to worry about people being behind me and seeing that on my car. Some people, I'm pretty sure some people know who they are, and there's people who don't know who they are, but they're like, Cannibal Corpse, what type of name is that? That sounds evil. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. It sucks. Like, the sound that Cannibal Corpse has and the way that the vocals are, I really like, but it's obviously the lyrics that ultimately decide. Lyrics are always the main thing that ultimately decide the way that music is, because music is just music. I mean, it's just like how there's like,
Oh, here it comes! A mighty duster!
there's like Christian heavy metal, which is some really good stuff, and well, how in the world would you get in there? Because it's showing that apparently I'm supposed to get in there, but I'm not seeing anywhere else for me to be able to get around to get in there with. Yeah, that's just it. Like, I've always been picky about the type of metal that I listen to. I mean, I never listened to black metal even before I got deeper in my faith with God. But because I knew the reason why I wasn't listening to it. But then I realized that some of the stuff that I was listening to wasn't any different in terms of the lyrics, in terms of what's being said. I mean, yeah, black metal's talking about demons and devils and all that crap, but the thing with everything else that I was listening to, it's like, yeah, I mean, it wasn't any better with certain lyrics. That's another reason why I like power metal a lot, because like the lyrics in power metal, at least from the power metal that I've heard, it's fun. It's interesting music in terms of the lyrics and what they're trying to convey and talk about and all of that. And it's actually understandable than compared to other types of metal. Well, apparently this is here. It's not showing it's here. Obviously, there's got to be a way to get in this place, and I don't friggin' see it. So, I'm just going to go elsewhere. I don't bloody well know where in the world this is supposed to take me. Because there's nothing around here that is showing that I can rip anything off. Well, you know what? Well, it's not showing that this is popping up anywhere either for anything to blow up. Yep, nothing. So I really don't have any idea. Unless there's some kind of like opening around here with a tunnel that leads down inside of it. Hang on a second. Oh. Well, that was smart. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's like the way that it was for me too, with some of the stuff that I was listening to. And then again, it was also a way for me to vent as well. You know, like if you have a rough day at work or school or something going on in your life, it was a good way to let it all out. But then when I got in deeper with God, I'm like, well, you know, what's God actually think about it? And how would he feel about it? And I'm like, yeah, don't need to be listening to this anymore. I mean, granted, I I think I only bought like one physical album of Cannibal Corpse, and that was it. But I do have some of their songs on iTunes from years back, and I haven't used my iPod in forever and a day. And it's not because I didn't want to, it was because the little connector that went into the auxiliary, the jack, had broke off inside of the auxiliary outlet. So, and I tried to pry it out and it wouldn't come out, so I've just got to find maybe some more finer needle nose pliers to try to pry it, to go ahead and pull it out, and then just charge it up and see if it still works properly. Apple uses only top grade hardware. Well, the thing about the auxiliary cable wasn't Apple related. Oh, it's a bunch of mannequins. It wasn't Apple related. It was
Sit tight.
it was just a regular,
It is
like,
my sacred place.
third party, I guess, auxiliary cable. So it was probably the way that it was made, because Lord knows I've been through a couple different, or a handful of different ones. Oh. It's not only mannequins, it's like skeletons as well. But I've been through a handful of different auxiliary cables, and I think I just got them all that were cheap. You know, I didn't bother to really think about any quality or anything with them. And then again, for all I know, it probably could have had something to do with my car's auxiliary jack as well, probably, for all I know, with the way that it was handling it. Because it really might have been both, because the way that cable was, well, at least the handful that I've used, it always seemed like there would always become some kind of short in the wire, and it wouldn't connect properly, and it wouldn't play the music properly. So it's like, well, what's going on here? And I didn't know if it was the jack or not, but it could have been both. Pretty sure it was the wire, though, because I just hadn't really thought about utilizing my iPod, really. Honestly, every time I leave to go out anywhere, well, there goes my dadgum alarm. Turn that off. I don't ever get up at 11 a.m. anymore. I'm always getting up at 10. I should just get rid of that alarm, I think. But I've had it for a while. But I always keep it on there, like, just in case. But just in case. But I haven't slept that long in a long while. Yes. This is a place that I came to before, and I ended up dying because I didn't know what the jump button was. And now I do. It's so weird how they have the jump button in this. Why in the world is L2 a jump button? Now, why in the world is R2 a run button? I think I probably had gotten everything from here previously. It's just a matter of me getting the stuff down in the buzzard cellar. Yeah, exactly. Well, Cold Fear showed up yesterday for the original Xbox. And I'm guessing that's one reason why the shipping and handling was like it was, because he's like, I want to send it to him with the fastest shipping, because it came from like freaking, where was it? Kansas, I think, is where it came from, and it had only been like a couple days since I had ordered it, and it immediately got here yesterday. So I was like, I'm gonna send it the fastest way, but they gotta pay for it. But Why doesn't it just automatically come on? I don't understand. Games that have dark stuff like that, man, just have it come on. Just, it doesn't make any sense for me to walk around in darkness where I can't see, and then I gotta blow out my day. Ooh, we're getting some water out of a toilet, and then I've got to worry about blowing out the brightness and the gamma and all that kind of stuff. Matter of fact, I had been really thinking about this recently. Hey, there's a couple buddies right there having a cup of joe. Clearly they died. To go and play the Resident Evil games that I haven't played and beaten and stream those, because I don't know, I've been thinking about it for like the past couple days. I was like, I hadn't really streamed some of those other ones that I haven't beaten. And I don't know, I just kind of feel like in a ways I'm on a little bit of a Resident Evil kick because I've completed some of them. And I had completed the 6th game on PS3, but I haven't completed it on PS4. And I mean, I kind of would like to just go back and play through it again, especially considering the fact that it's supposed to be the quote-unquote definitive edition. So I think there might be stuff that's on there that I didn't have on the PS3 version because I didn't get any kind of season pass or DLC or any of that crap. So a lot of people don't like Resident Evil 6, and I see why. Oh, these guys are already dead? Sweet. So I didn't have to worry about them. That's awesome. I'm glad it actually kept them from respawning. I don't ever remember that happening previously when you died and had to go into another area. But yeah, this fire pit down here was the problem that I had. I just fell in and died. Because I was trying to get used to the controls again. I was like, oh, do, and I pressed the wrong button to jump, and then bam, fell down, became a roasty toasty. But yeah, so I had been looking into getting into probably maybe the remake or Zero, which I think stands for Origins, because that's supposed to be like the Resident Evil that was. I think it was supposed to start before the first game. I think. Unless it takes place alongside it, I don't really know. Oh, this is probably one of the developers, I would think, more than likely. Otherwise, you're just taking pictures of random people. Muddy water and 8 snakes. Paid money for what is not everyday survival routine. Things change fast.
We all thought survival was a game. Very few crossed the finish line.
Oh boy. Well, I'll return in a moment. I gotta go to the little boy's room. Okay. Alright. Here we go. Oh, boy. Hang on a second here. And get this squared back in again. Alright. Back at it. Oh, human barbecue. That looks tasty. Alright, so clearly I have gotten everything within this area. But fast travel to the dump. Oh, we're going to Washington? DC? Not the state? And again, I don't know. Washington State may be just as worse. Yeah, let's punch my car, because I clearly forgot what the frickin' controller doohickey was.
Lord Nitrous will come to our aid. Saint, use the boost!
Call Wendy's and tell them we found the beef. Oh, man. Oh, for the love of money. Gosh, man. I'm just gonna have to... This game is gonna take me forever to finish it. Because it seems like you really need to work on just getting all the upgrades for everything before you even try to attempt to do everything else. Wait a minute here now. Oh, there's guys there. Oh, look at that. Let's cheese the game. There's one. There's two. He went flying. There he goes. There's three. Oh my gosh. He just ricocheted off the car. There's four. Boom. And so this is five. Let's see if there might be anything else. Maybe not, at least for the moment. Finally, finishing a game often don't go in the same sentence. Well, like I said.
Yes, I will protect her, Saint. But don't be long, please.
There's either games that I'll finish right off the bat, or there'll be games that I'll finish at a later time. So, obviously, this person over here, I know I haven't gone in there yet, but I'm thinking they're probably going to end up telling me the same thing of what I'm going in here for. Which, that intelligence thing there on the map, but it's like, oh, well, can you go in there and do this or do that?
My early attempt at creating the magnum opus, it made them turn on me. They tried to kill me, even kill Chum. As I was thrown from the wall, I thought I was to die. But the angel combustion saw fit to save my life.
I didn't even... That's obviously something new that he's ended up saying, because I'll never remember him saying it any other time. Oh, look, yeah, of course there's going to be other dudes here. Shut up. I already got gas in the back of my car. It's just sitting there. Because you get better gas mileage when you max that part out, which I think that was probably one of the main things that I was maxing out. Hang on a second, let me check the time here. Okay, it's 11:15. I wonder if that was probably the last person in here. I could be wrong. This looks like one of those larger strongholds. I ain't gonna be able to grab onto that. Max can't jump for a squat diddly. Hey guys!
It's that guy! The raggedy man! Black is killing us!
Sucks to be you guys. You know, the thing that got to me, and I can't even remember if this was in the games or not. I don't think there was any, like, decapitations or limbs flying off or anything like that, which you would think with some of the stuff that you're doing in this game that would end up happening, especially given the fact that this is a mature rated game. So, I'm not saying that it's needed, it just seems like given some of the things that they're wanting you to do in it, it would just make sense for it. I mean, I just took a freaking bladed weapon and hit the dude in the face with it. Either his head would come off or his skull would get split in two. Or half of it would fly off somewhere. You know?
Watch out! He's got an Asher!
He's got an Asher. Oh yeah, sucks to be you. I stabbed you in the face hole with my shiv. I love the shivs. Takes work, takes time, money. Yeah, that's true. You know, I've noticed that, and I know that this makes more sense, and I probably should have done this beforehand, but when charging my phone, that little battery pack that I mentioned to you that I'd gotten before, it was back when I wasn't sure if the power was going to go out because I believe that there was like some snow that was supposed to come through, but it either never did or it was very light. But hang on a second, I think I could carry up a weapon up here. I think. But I basically kind of been using that the most lately in terms of like charging my phone and just like recharging the battery, and it really is a bad idea because it doesn't charge anywhere near as faster as it being plugged into an outlet. Which, I mean, of course makes sense. The outlet, obviously, you're going to get more than out of it just coming out of a battery, and the battery is just supposed to be utilized as backup. So I guess one reason why I kept it on the charging battery is so that I could just look at the phone when I needed to, or like if I was streaming, you know. Yeah, that's true, and to be honest, this is one of the first games that I could think of that ended up coming out alongside a movie that was actually really good. I mean, yeah, they definitely could have ended up doing more with it. For sure. And probably adding more on it than what's actually on it. Look at you, you made me throw my daggone weapon across the side. Well, at least you're dead now. But, but it still sucks, cause like, what if the game had more time in the pot? You know, like, what would it be? How would it be? what would be some other interesting things that could have been added in? You know, could they have probably ended up putting multiplayer in it? And you imagine driving around with somebody else who, like, say if they created their own little custom Wastelander to go around and do multiplayer related missions, or add more depth to the world, story, side stories, things of that nature. Yeah, it didn't make a movie tie-in exactly. Yeah, because anytime that those end up happening, and if you've seen the movie, you pretty much know what to expect out of it, at least story-wise. And one particular movie-related game that I could think of that's it's good but it's repetitive is what was it called? I know it was for X-Men Origins. It was dealing with Wolverine. I think that was the exact title that went with it too. And it was just like it was a mature mature over the top, bloody violent game that you probably didn't expect that would end up happening with something like this, with this particular movie that was PG-13. So, and it was repetitive. Just, I mean, yeah, it was cool when you unlock different moves and taking out enemies and the different little QTEs that you would get involved in when taking out enemies or bosses or something. But it just got repetitive because it was kind of the same thing over and over, you know.
I don't mean to question your saintly methods, but the angel calls for our holy work to go on.
And I mean, I've got the game. I got it for like dirt cheap some years ago. And from what I played, I mean, it's cool, and it's one of those games where I'm like, well, maybe I'll go back and play it at some point. You know, if I felt like there wasn't anything else for me to play. But ultimately, I hadn't gone back to it since. So. Well, everybody here is dead. I almost imagine if I would go up here and talk to this person. If they might end up giving me some type of mission to go in there for, to find something or do something. And then I go back and everybody's already dead. Although I will admit, there has been a handful of times where I've accidentally killed these people. And that was because I was driving through the area and accidentally ran into them.
I need to polish some hard-to-get parts in the engine bay.
Or I would accidentally attack them. They pretty much all mainly say the same stuff anyways, really.
Hey, you the driver
Kind of.
who got the blinky blinks back to Outcrier?
Oh,
all the
yeah,
way
this
from
guy.
Buzzardland? What say you help me out too? Looting it for ya. My sod brother, he in deep caca with a few war boys. You help him there, and all the hidden loot will be yours to take. What say? We got a deal?
People's ability to utilize English in this world is kind of crazy. Like, it seems like Max is the only one that really is talking in like a sane kind of way. Oh, look at that. Apparently it's going to take me right back to where I was previously. And I swear, if these guys respawned... Oh my goodness. Get out of the trash. Now the thing is that the Wolverine game, from all that I had read about it, has, like, it ties into the movie, but it ties in a lot of other things too that wasn't in the movie, which I guess makes sense, because it's like, oh, well, people probably seen the movie, so we got to go and put in things that, you know, can actually pull people in to want to play it because they wouldn't see it in the movie and blah blah blah. So, oh, look at that. This is probably exactly what I need to get, and I don't see any dudes because they're all dead. That would suck if they respawn, unless there's specific encounters that would show up during this. Well, you know what? Never mind. That was pretty much it. It just ended up unlocking another loot cache for me to get. Which is fine with me. Or scrap heap, what have you. The irony, Mad Max is the only one who sounds sane. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Well, let's swing on down here. So basically, I had completed the quest before the quest was even given to me. I just had to activate that to get loot. Speaking of which, let me go here and check out the garage situation to see if there might be something else that would be. I don't even know all of what I had. See that dadgum controller? Okay, I'm on V6 still. I don't have V8. I have to story mission the Big Chief. So I've got to take. I don't even know where that even is, dude. I have no idea where that even is. Apparently it's going to show up at some point. Can't get that. Or that. Okay, so that was all the way up. That's not going to get any higher. And that's the main thing I want. I think I'm going to throw this controller in the friggin' trash. I'm like not kidding, dude. It's like taking on a mind of its own and moving. See, I can't get access to that either. Some of this stuff is just like, that's just decals. I don't care. I don't care about ornaments and decals. It doesn't do anything except for just give decoration. I mean, if I get them, whatever, but like, it's not. Stuff like that isn't a detriment to me in games. I mean, if I gotta work for cosmetics or whatever, well, you better make the content interesting enough for me to even bother. Which not to say that wouldn't be the case in this, considering you're pretty much taking out freaking what, oil rigs or something.
You're the one wanna race
to get him.
the champion. Let me see you still uncrispy. Better beef up your car good, I say, and don't get too close to him. You'll burn.
I'm original recipe, baby, not extra crispy. So the required car body. This is, so I guess this is actually part of something that I would need for the main quest, and the closest place for me to reach it is over here. No. We're going there, but I'm going to fast travel here. I think that's actually part of that stupid race thing that I've got to do. Alright, man. I'll talk at you later. Thank you for coming in. I got to do the same myself in a little while, so...
A convoy! A lot of them! See? The smoke! That is where we shall find the hull they call the Wild Hunt.
How'd you hear about it?
Rumors and mumbling. Old Chum keeps his ear to the ground. See? Ear to the ground.